Hello, travelers, and welcome to the Horror Greenbook, the channel that takes you from coast to coast and con to con. I am your travel guide, Brendan, here again in the Scary Sanctuary, bringing to you another live watch party. This one is a found footage one, Wreck. Um, Absolutely amazing Spanish language classic. And if you haven't seen it before, it's definitely one of the better found footage films out there for sure. It set a standard and is definitely an early 2000s gem as well. So I'm glad to have you guys along here with me for the live watch party. So what's going on, everyone? We got Bumper in the house. What's going on, Bumper? Hopefully, you're doing well tonight, and everyone else here, whether you are a longtime GBG member or someone that is just stumbling along the stream, you are definitely welcome to hang out with us. The movie is available for free to watch on Tubi. And what we will do is we'll let some people, fall in within the next few minutes, and then we will start the film. Hopefully, let's just say 10 minutes past the hour. So, well, 40 minutes past the hour. So, roughly in another 9 minutes. So, hopefully, everyone's doing well tonight. It's been a very, very awesome day for me today. I received some very cool horror related news. Mainly, in regards to me being a Dallas Fort Worth based horror fan. Um, those of you that are longtime subscribers know that I am a huge fan of Joe Bob Briggs. And he just announced today that they will be doing a special marathon on Halloween night at the Texas Theater. So they're going to show, and I quote Joe Bob by saying, five and a half films. I'm not exactly sure where the other half of the film will go or why we'll see half of a film. But knowing Joe Bob, there's a very good reason for him putting the half there. So it's going to be a fun night. So needless to say, I'm looking forward to when the tickets go on sale on Wednesday at noon. If my information is correct. So I can't wait for that. I had some ideas of what I was possibly going to do um, for Halloween, being that Halloween takes place on a weekend, it being Friday. So that is an awesome, awesome treat. I was thinking of maybe going to Spooky Empire. There's also something going on in New Orleans that is Anne Rice related that I was possibly thinking of going to. But with this news with Joe Bob, I can actually stay local and have fun all night and hang out with other horror fans. So I'm pretty sure that's going to bring in people far and wide for sure because Joe Bob definitely has a rabid fan base. But I'm pretty sure us Dallas Fort Worth based mutants are going to snatch up a big chunk of those tickets. So I'm definitely going to be on the website super early, and hopefully the Texas Theater ticketing website doesn't crash. But anyway, guys, I included the link in the chat, so you can go ahead and click on that and get yourself queued up for the film, which we will be starting in a little over 6 minutes. So I'm definitely looking forward to us hanging out tonight. It's been a while since the last time I've seen Wreck, so this is going to be a good one. A lot of people, are familiar with this film either because they've seen Wreck or they are familiar with the American remake, which is called Quarantine. I've only seen Quarantine like once, and it's fairly decent. It's typical American remake of something that was done a bit better abroad. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how everyone enjoys this one. I'm going to ask a bit later, like I always do, whether or not people have seen this film before, and if they have, when was the first time that they saw it. We normally have a good mix of people that have seen the films and not seen the films. So I always try to pick a film that would probably give a good mix of people, so that we can get some of that good old shock factor when people see something that they've haven't seen in a film before. So definitely looking forward to checking this out with you guys. Oh, you've never seen it, Bumper? Oh, cool, cool, man. It's definitely a good watch, man. I really enjoy this one. I think the first time I saw it was at a friend's recommendation, and they're just like, man, there's this cool Spanish language horror flick that it's a found footage one. They knew that I was into found footage flicks, um, and they were like, man, I highly recommend it, especially because they knew that I was not, someone that has an aversion to subtitles. So, if anything, that just draws me into the film. So I'm just glad to, actually hang out and experience that with you, Bumper, and everyone else that hasn't seen it. Hey, we got Stephen W. Scott in the building. What's going on? Or the Horror Greenbook. Yeah, I know, in the house of the Horror Greenbook. Hey, exactly, man. Hopefully you're doing well tonight, Stephen. Hey, we got Tony in the house. What's going on, Tony? Yeah, we're just sitting here vibing out for a little bit. We're just talking about that announcement that Joe Bob made about the marathon, the all night marathon with 5.5 flicks that he's going to show for Halloween. So I'm extremely geeked for that. Needless to say, there will be a lot of drinks had that night. And us Texas fans, we're going to have a fun time. You've seen Quarantine, but you haven't seen Wreck before. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier about how there would be probably a few people that have seen Quarantine and haven't seen Wreck, or vice versa. I've seen Quarantine only once, so I'll definitely need to check that one out again. I was hoping it was going to be the last drive-in. I'm super jealous. Yeah, I feel you on that, Tony. When Joe Bob announced that there was going to be a special announcement coming soon, I'm just like, I wonder what it could be. I know he doesn't necessarily say stuff like that unless it's actually going to be something big. So I'm just glad it's going to be a marathon, and I'm even more happy with the fact that it's something I can actually drive to. So I'm going to be extremely happy about that. Yeah. So Bumper says I just bought 40 plus Blu-rays, a bit of everything. Hey man, I'm looking forward to seeing what you picked up, Bumper. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very cool, eclectic mix of bit of everything. So I always like seeing that. Yeah, man, I'm super geeked for that Joe Bob event. And it's so funny because I was thinking earlier about when I would possibly get a chance to see Joe Bob again, because I have a poster that I want him to sign. Well, him and Darcy to sign. So that will most likely be the chance. I think he's supposed to be at maybe another event that I'm thinking about possibly going, but with this one being one that I unless I just can't score a ticket, I'm counting on being there. Thankfully, there's always like a ton of seats in the Texas theater, but I think this time I may actually spend the extra amount to be in the actual the higher seats that are in the balcony. But we'll see. There's always a great time in the Texas theater. You just found Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things on Blu-ray. Oh, nice, nice. That's a nice cop, man. If they have a cool shirt, I'll buy one from this booth at Midsummer Con. Dope, dope, Bumper. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. They normally have some very cool shirts there for Joe Bob stuff. His booth normally has some pretty cool stuff. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking them out at Texas Theater. All right, guys, we're almost set up for Wreck. I almost said Quarantine. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and pull up my chat here on my screen. Let's see here. Where is the doc? There we go. For chat, maximize the screen. Okay. That Vegas guest list doesn't look good yet for Nightmare Vegas Con. A bit disappointed. I mean, well, it's their first time, so I mean they're getting their boots about them. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't just get the absolute best guests, but I would still support them, especially if they're a local, show. I mean, it's only going to get better because, especially when you think about some of my favorite cons that are local, they started off pretty small, and I would assume probably underwhelming. Press play, guys. But there's a con in Tennessee that I'm thinking of called Smoky Mountain Terror, and I went to the first one. The first one was pretty okay. I mean, it wasn't anything to sneeze at. I would assume that if you're someone that's familiar with a lot of cons, would probably be disappointed by it. But man, the leap that they made from their first to their second year was crazy, and then the leap from their second to their third year, absolutely madness. So in regards to smaller shows, they may seem a bit disappointing at first, especially if it's their first go round. But I say let them get their feet wet, and who knows, they may become a heavy hitter. Because the best guess so far. So, I mean, hey man, you're I mean, if you're being honest, you're covering two bases there. So, well, I'm wishing them best of luck. I want as many hard cons to get out there and succeed as possible. And plus, I mean, I could always need another excuse to get in, fly out to Vegas. I remember when Comic Con was like $20 to get in. Man, those were the days. We didn't know what we had. Like I seriously wish I had a time machine just to go back and not only get the guests that are not alive anymore, but just to experience those prices. I hear some of these stories sometimes of people getting prices from celebrities, and I'm just like, man, I know you racked up. And in a lot of cases, they did. Yeah, I love the chick in this. Like, she was a very good actress. That's what you use a time machine for. One of the reasons, one of the actual reasons for a time machine. That's like saying, "Oh, you get a car just to order pizza." Yeah, but there's a lot of other stuff too. It may not be the first thing I'll do, but it'll be one of the things. I'm definitely stopping by and placing some sports bets. Back to the Future 2 style. I'm placing heavy bets on the Giants over the Patriots in both of those Super Bowls. It's like, all right, $10,000 on the Giants. Become a millionaire. All right, yeah, the Red Sox are totally going to come back from 3-0 down to beat the Yankees. Placing bets. I'm going to every casino, sports book, book it. Oh yeah, man. The butterfly effect is going to be in all types of effect. It's like I'm placing the longest sports odds possible. I'm gonna be like that old lady in the Great White hype. $20 on the clean cut white boy. Of course, guys, if you need a timestamp, feel free to ask for one. Great movie. You talk about the Great White Hype. Love that film. There were some very good mid '90s sports movies that went under the radar. There's a lot of like charo in this chick, just a little bit. Where you're just like, she looked like she could have been Charles' like daughter or granddaughter. I know some Spanish like taco burrito, enchilada, and the bad words. Hey, that's a great start there, Steven. I mean, you gotta start knowing food and bad words. Yeah, they really should, man. It's a very underrated movie. I think I may actually still have that on VHS somewhere. I love how authentic this is to like Spanish like news broadcasts, especially like with the newscasters like personality. Tony's like, I am the great white hype. Found deep cover today, so trying to get that one soon. Oh yeah, Deep Cover is such an awesome film. I hate that it was hated on when it first came out. It was really ahead of its time. Not yet. Haven't melted off just yet. You're right, Steven. You're definitely right. Yeah, I probably will be mailing it out probably in another week. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like, absolutely can't wait for that. I'm so excited. Oh yeah, man, I'm definitely going to. That's for sure. All right, this is just a typical, ride along. Nothing too out of the ordinary that could happen with this, right, guys? Definitely bumper. That's my main anxiety, but I'm pretty sure things will be okay. Yeah, exactly. Now that one you just be like, hey, just start from scratch. Thankfully, no one so far has died that I've had on that poster yet. So, but it's funny though. I was thinking about starting another. I have a British quad that I want to get signed. So that may be my next thing, Dream Warriors related. Yeah, exactly. I just hope that I'm the one package that he saves in regards to hope. maybe I should maybe I should put wings on the poster tube. Yeah, for real, man. So I'm hoping it goes well. I'm sure it will. I am going to insure the hell out of that thing, though. Best believe that. All right, now we're about to get to all the shenanigans. And one thing I like about this film is it's this also doesn't take long to get into it because it's like basically like an 80-minute movie, if that, maybe even 75 minutes. I'm not surprised. It's be some of everyone on there. It's Hollywood. Yeah, exactly. They get straight to it in this movie. But I think that's what I like about this. Like, they don't really put much like extra fluff in a lot of international films. Even if it's like a long one, they tend to keep everything pretty tight. Like, even if you wanted to cut something, it would almost like completely change the film. Like, if I'm thinking like even some of the longer foreign films I can think of, or horror related ones. Other genres can be a bit pretentious. I am at 11 minutes and 10 seconds, Tony. Yeah, I really love how this just starts off so benign. And it's just like, okay, well, just typical newscaster, final footage, boredom. And I think the simple storyline is what made it translate so well over in America for a quarantine. Should have just kept the door closed. Senora. It always starts with someone old. I saw a Gore Zone magazine today. Haven't seen one of those in over a decade. Oh wow, where'd you catch that at, Bumper? I know it's found footage, but it also doesn't feel like it in a way, which I appreciate. I'll get that. I mean, it's just a elderly lady having maybe a mental health, you know, episode. Oh, there you go. The old broad's biting me. She kept her dentures in. Oh, Restless like I'm not a found footage guy. I have a couple friends that also aren't really much into found footage. It just seemed like everyone decided that they wanted to do one at a particular time. So I totally get that for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it's just a way for them to make a cheap horror film, and in a lot of cases, they are just cheap horror films. There's very few that kind of like stand out. I feel very few, and also a thing that people forget with found footage films, you actually still have to shoot them well. That's something about it. I mean, so it's kind of hard to strike that balance of like, okay, I'm getting an actual good shot, but I have to make it seem like this is shot by someone in a chaotic situation. So it has to be a little shaky, but you don't want it to be like, oh, the next thing you know, people have vertigo. It's a very hard thing to do right. Blair Witch was solid. Yeah, it starts off. That's why I like this one because at least with international audiences, they kind of do things from a different aspect that American studios, directors, producers will go for. And plus, the foreign element actually kind of helps, I think, in a lot of cases. This reminds me of the Morton Downey episode of Tell. You know what? This is totally like that Morton Downey episode. And this was totally also inspired. It had to have been inspired by Ghost Watch. I used to be an ambulance paramedic, which is why I like Quarantine. I remember some. Yeah, I think that's totally one of the one of the most awesome premises for horror films. Like you're just a ambulance paramedic and you're just rushed into this crazy ass scene and you're like, all right, well I got to do my job. All types of crazy stuff's going on, and now I'm trapped here. So it led for a pretty cool, unique experience. And plus, I like the fact that I think this goes well because I'm a big fan of isolated horror. So as much as this is found footage, it's just as much isolated horror, which I think kind of you know lends to it. It's also kind of why I am a big fan of Cloverfield because it's a monster movie. It's a kaiju movie. It's a Godzilla film. With a actual found footage element. And I like that premise of like, okay, the things I've never really liked about Godzilla films were the stories of the actual people. Whenever they cut from Godzilla actually fighting or destroying stuff, it's just like, oh man, we gotta go to these guys again. So Cloverfield did it in a way where it's just like, okay, it's action packed, but I wish they could have not be as shaky in Cloverfield as they were. That dude has a concussion. Yeah, he should, Steven. I think I'm gonna be due for a rewatch myself. Like it's been a while since I've seen Quarantine. I think it was actually when it was in Blockbuster. It was definitely in rental stores. He did kind of look like Ben Stiller. It's pretty creepy for a film that's so short. They do the tension pretty well. Like they don't rely on like stupid scares in this, which is something I enjoy. Like she's still running around. Had to put three in her. Had to put her down. There's nothing I could do. These rabid old ladies. These wild cougars with rabies. It's like, uh oh. Yeah, 30 plus million on the 2 million. Yeah, exactly. So I see why people, do found footage. I mean, you can get it made cheaply. And if it's done very well, you know, a lot of people will watch it. I mean, think about it like paranormal activity. And I really enjoyed the first paranormal activity because it was just, oh, this is pretty unique. And then, of course, had to keep going with sequels. And, of course, inspire everyone else to try to do the exact same thing. Like, I really wish I came up with the idea for paranormal activity. Like, the fact that you could create that movie, such a simple story, and you could literally, raise that money nowadays on GoFundMe. Well, not GoFundMe, but Indiegogo and other, crowdfunding sources now. Like it's nothing. So crazy. Yeah, I like Hell House LLC as well. I need to see the new one. I really enjoyed I think, if I remember correctly, I think I liked, in regards to the Hell House LLC films, I liked one and three. I don't remember caring very much for two. So I'll have to check out the new one. Bones were great. Search for Animal Chan, the first found footage movie. You guys are stuck in there. You like the first two? The third one was okay? Yeah. Your brother's friend skates in it? Nice. That's dope, man. Those old tapes, man. Yeah, I love seeing those old skateboarding tapes back in the day. That was also a way to come across a lot of cool music that I'd never heard of. It's like, damn, what's this song? I reviewed the first Hell House LLC with a couple of friends of yours on your short-lived podcast. You also did one on the Descent. Nice, nice. I remember seeing all, well, the first three horror Hell House LLCs when the third one came out. Yeah, and I had a lot of friends that were like, yeah, man, you need to check this one out. I really, really enjoyed the first one. Oh, nice. Started playing an accordion for, yeah, I've seen, what's funny is I've seen Flogging Molly perform. That was maybe, jeez, maybe 2 or 3 years ago in Vegas during St. Patrick's Day. They were performing at New York, New York. It was like right outside of Nine Fine Irishmen. Yeah, that's not a bad break at all, for real. Yeah, me too, Steven. I wonder how it is. See, this is where it gets very stereotypical found footage with the shaky cam. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really enjoy 28 years. I like how they all are different, very distinctly different. But I like that because all right, if you were someone that's living in a zombie apocalypse, you know, someone that's going through it a month after the initial outbreak that wakes up in a coma is going to experience it one way. You know, 28 weeks later, people are going to experience the outbreak a certain way, and then 28 years later, people are going to experience it a certain way, especially when you have young people that are born in it and they want to experience the world and, all of the things that a young person would want to do. So I really like that aspect of it. I know a lot of people are just going to have a lot of problems with it, and especially in regards to the trailer. People are going to expect one thing and then get another at a certain point in the movie. But I kind of enjoy that, especially. I mean, why get bent out of shape about it? Especially when you have two more movies that are going to actually continue, the story that they're setting with this trilogy. So I'm interested. I can't wait to January when the Bone Temple comes out. Firefighters, a cross between Joe Rogan and Maven from. That was a pretty apt description there, Tony. I gotta give it to you on that one. 28 beers later, man, that's just a Tuesday for you, Tony. I mean, we could just set up a camera in your living room. It's a different type of infected, but I mean, it's all the same. There's still some stumbling and shambling. And I can't wait for this weekend though to check out Mad Monster Party. Man, it's I'm just really still a bit bummed that the weekend's plans were a bit thrown off with the postponement of Days of the Dead Phoenix. So I'm thankful that there's still another convention going on in the Phoenix area at the same time. But is a bit of a catch-22 because I won't be getting as much panel footage for you guys as I normally would. But it is what it is, guys. So we're gonna make the best of this situation. Your FBI took down Stream East. There'll be something else that we can go to. So, not too worried about that. Yeah, exactly. It's up again, probably. Yeah, they just shifted to another server or something. And one thing about pirating, it's going to always be around. Yeah, I know, right, Bumper? That was so crazy, man. I mean, it makes it easier for me because, I'm not going to be going from downtown Phoenix to Glenwood and vice versa and figuring out what I'm going to have to do or choosing between the two. But man, it just sucks though because I had some friends that are only going to be at Days. So I'm hoping that maybe we can still get together and have drinks or something like that with those friends that are local. definitely threw a big monkey wrench in there, man. You're going to Tom Devlin's. Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you, man. Like literally, if I knew about this, I would have tried to have come in on Thursday so that I could see Felissa Rose and see that screening of Sleepaway Camp that they're having for Terror Trader. So what I'm likely going to do is go to Terror Trader, go to the con, go to maybe a couple of other things that I had in mind, like maybe another store that I was thinking of going to, and then just hanging out, vibing. I did get granted media access for Gathering of the Ghouls in September, so I'll likely be going to that if things go well. And I'm also planning on going to CreepyCon next month around this time in Knoxville. I was just notified of me being granted media access for that one as well, and that's one of my favorite conventions. Very underrated, very fun, fantastic con. So be on the lookout for that, guys. So things changed, but we roll with the punches here on the Horror Greenbook. We make the best of it, guys. I'm sure one day you'll be in Vegas or me in Texas next year. Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt. I'll definitely be in. I'm planning on being in Vegas for the that event in October, because that'll be an excuse for me to go to Area 15 and go to Universal at the same time. So I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. I was watching that last episode of Creepshow. Forgot how good that T story was after the 3D. Yeah. It's so funny. I've been meaning to rewatch all the episodes of Creepshow. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna come for that one, because that way I can at least get content for that. See Area 15, and we'll just hang out in Vegas for another weekend. We'll see how that goes though. Keeping my fingers crossed that'll work out, because October's just like slammed right now, because there's Artist Assemble that's going on. I'm not sure if I'll make it to that one, but it's going on. Spooky Empire is going on that weekend. The Joe Bob thing is going on in Halloween. John Carpenter's doing something, his concert around that time. Like, there's a ton of stuff going on in October. Then there's the regular stuff that I want to possibly do, like Halloween Horror Nights, but I don't think I'll be able to make it work. But I'm gonna get my ideas in regards to October, and then of course I'm going to Scarefest. So I'm leaning most likely Joe Bob for Halloween, because I don't have to do much travel for that. Scarefest, because I really enjoyed Scarefest, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna get Patricia Arquette for that one as well. I just wish the parties were better for that one. But I'm hoping to do that. Maybe Nightmare in Vegas, and maybe another event. So we'll see how it goes, guys. Oh yeah, definitely going to do Joe Bob, man. Especially, and then not only that, but an all night marathon with one of your favorite horror hosts ever. It's going to be a absolute, just like, oh man, the crowd is going to be on fire. And his audiences at the Texas Theater are always pretty good, so I can't wait. Yeah, and it's so funny. That's what I was saying. I was like, well, it's basically that's what's replacing the Jamboree for this year, because I would imagine. I mean, it's way easier for Joe Bob to do that at the Texas Theater. It's way less work. Worrying about you don't have to worry about getting like different vendors, people's logistics and things of that nature. If people want to travel to Dallas for that, they can get your hotels. Blah blah blah. Just show up. There you go. So I'm happy for Joe Bob to have another event. And it's funny because I was saying that he should do like some sort of event like that in Texas, and it came true. You might check out Missouri HorrorCon in Springfield, Missouri, October 10th and 11th. I have to check that out, man. Look at the dates. I mean, Springfield, Missouri is very drivable for me. So I think that's. Let me see. Let me see. Let me double check something. Let's see. Yeah, because Nightmare in Vegas is October 4th and 5th. That one is the next weekend, Missouri Horror Con. There's like so much stuff happening. That's a good problem to have, though. I'm extremely happy about that. You're waiting on the guest list to finish from Sonapalooza, HorrorCon LA, CreepyCon is all messed up this year. Every guest auto isn't worth more than 40. All new child actors and pop stars. Yeah, I feel that. Hey, we got Josh in the house. What's going on, Papa Goss? Yeah, man, these HorrorCons are popping up everywhere. Let me see, because there's a few good conventions that I've been meaning to check out. Let me see. Let me double check October. Yeah, like stuff gets like really, really crowded in September. Yeah, because I normally do TerraCon, but I don't think I'll do it this year because I want to do Silver Scream Con. And let me double check the guests. Oh, wow. Well, geez. Of course they would get Elvira at TerraCon this year. I like, well, in that case. Oh, they got Finn Carter as well from Tremors. Wow. They actually got a pretty good guest right now. Guest list right now for TerraCon. Wow. Oh, wow. Even some members of GWAR are going to be there. Got Diane Salinger. Got Mark Holton. They're still adding people, but Elvira's a huge get for them. But I could also get friends that I've met out there to actually get her autograph if I need it. Let's see, I would really like to see Fan Expo come to Vegas every year. Yeah. Yeah, they do have big guests, but man, just those crowds just give me so much anxiety. Like, I don't think I would ever have fun at a Fan Expo. I would just rather get friends to get those signatures for me. Like, hey, you're going to Fan Expo? Can you get this guy's signature for me? Also, it's October 11th and 12th. Okay, I get that. So Midsummer just got Elvira too, and Henry Winkler. I saw Elvira was at Casa Bonita, so that was pretty cool. Missouri Horror Con looks like it's setting up an Aliens reunion. Yeah, I think I'll actually be able to make the Tulsa Horror Con. Let's see. Let me see here. There's something else I was looking at here. Yeah, I want to go to one of the Crypticons as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Silver Screen Con this year though, because that's the same weekend as Horror Hound. So unfortunately, I can't stay an entire week in Boston. Though I'll try to see if I know someone out that way. See if I can make something work. That way I can actually go to both shows. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, there's like a ton of things going on in September. Yeah, I'm hoping I can make Gathering of the Ghouls. That's in the middle of September, right after Silver Scream Con. And then there's Morgan Crypt. It's actually a pretty good con I was thinking of going to as well. Just drink a box of wine first. Jeanette Goldstein and Michael Bean. Okay, yeah. Only 6 guests so far for Missouri. Okay. Yeah, Silver Screen isn't too far away from Boston. That's the airport that I'll be flying in. I'll be staying in Salem. But I'm trying to see what I could possibly do, man. Like, I would love to see Elvira again. And the cool thing about TerrorCon is those crowds aren't really well utilized. So I could actually get Elvira's signature like within like probably like an hour of waiting in line. We'll see. See how things shake out. Okay, so Nightmare in Vegas is actually the same week as Artists Assemble in Tempe. Let's see. Then we have one in Knoxville, Missouri Horror Fest, Nightmare Weekend in Richmond, Scarefest, Halloween Expo, Georgia Horror Fest. There's like a lot of cons going on. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so man, it's a great time to be a horror fan because we have just so many options. Let me see. Let me look at the guest list for this Crypticon Minneapolis. All right. Oh, well, there you go. Bumper, there's your Revenge of the Nerds reunion. They're going to be at Crypticon Minneapolis. It's so funny. Oh, Warwick Davis is going to be there. Tony Cox, Phil. Okay. Darcy DeMoss. Love Darcy. One of the best set of boobs in the Friday the 13th franchise. So it's good to know they actually have a pretty good guest list as that one at Crypticon Minneapolis. So I'll be on the lookout for them. I've been wanting to go to one of theirs, either in Seattle, Kansas City, or Minneapolis. Not flying that far for that. I feel you on that, man. Let's see. Melanie Kitterman, Dick Whalen. I'm just seeing who's going to be at Tidewater. Oh. Lorraine Landon. Oh, I haven't seen her in many cons. I love the stuff in Maniac Cop 1 and Maniac Cop 1 and 2, yeah. Wonder if I have a buddy maybe going to that. And that's in Virginia. Okay. You guys can see I'm actually my brain's working trying to see what connections I may have in certain places. Hey, no worries at all, man. No, it's not tonsillitis, lady. It was the dog. It was the dog. Oh, there you go. Tonsillitis my ass. Yeah, the last when I had tonsillitis, I threw up blood in my mom's eye too. Hey, Donovan, what's going on? Happy? What's going on, man? Just watching some rec, man. If you need a timestamp, let me know. Time cramp 46 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, that's not good. Back down that creepy hallway again. Oh, nice. Love some sinners, man. It's funny because I was thinking about my next tattoo that I was going to get for my leg sleeve, and with Brandon Adams being at this show that I may go to um, next month, I was already kind of I was already going to get this tattoo, but and it's major coincidence that where I was going to place it will be pretty awesome. So I was going to do a the people under the stairs tattoo. It's a pretty sick idea. Gonna get with my tattoo artist and hopefully maybe get that done in the next month. You're 5 minutes behind. I can basically verify that on Roku TV more. Roku will do it for you, man. Oh, I mean, it just gives you some of the sharpest teeth as soon as you get affected. Oh yeah, man. The People Under the Stairs is one of those flicks that the first time I saw it, I'm like, oh man, this is so dope. And then of course when I saw that, oh, directed by Wes Craven, I'm like, oh, all right, cool. The first time I ever saw it, I think it was like after a NBA All Star game. They showed like the People Under the Stairs randomly. It's like, wow, what a movie to show after the NBA All Star Saturday night. And absolutely love that film. Yes, yes. The box art is one of those ones that really stands out. I'm trying to debate on what I have him sign though, because the only thing the People Under the Stairs related that I have is a cassette, which I wouldn't mind having him sign. That would be freaking dope to have him sign my cassette of the soundtrack. But I'm gonna try to see if I can find some very cool like artwork or a poster or something. Uh oh. It's like help, dude. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I definitely wouldn't mind getting the soundtrack, signed. So we'll see. I mean, if I could find maybe a cool print or something, but if not, I'll definitely be happy getting the cast members to sign that. I'm still sad that I haven't come across Sean yet, and also I would love to get Ving Rhames his autograph. That'd be super awesome. I would really love to be Kelly Jo Minter though. Like Kelly Jo Minter has not showed up to any conventions um, that I've been at. I've seen her at conventions, and they've always been across like the country. So I'm like, gotta meet that woman one of these days. I think she showed up at like a Scarefest and like a Still City Con, and I'm like, gotta run across her. Hey, Lost Legends TV. I'm glad that it was recommended on your homepage. We're always welcoming horror fans here. You got good taste that you watched it a few months ago. All right, so you watch a lot of stuff on Tubi? Well, feel free to subscribe and join us. We watch Tubi movies or some sort of film that we can watch for free together every week. So if you're a horror fan, you're definitely welcome to come out and hang out with us anytime, Lost Legends. What are your favorite type of horror films, Lost Legends? You want Ving to sign your Baby Boy VHS? Yeah, I know Ving just has like some crazy stories. Yeah, you need him on Con Air? Exactly, man. Ving's been in like so many things. And what's funny is like the experience that I would ask him out of all of his acting jobs would be the most unique one because this dude's been in so many movies. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But I would ask him about one movie and one particular scene. There's this movie called Holiday Heart, and it involves Ving Rhames playing this guy. Well, geez, he's playing this character who's basically a man who is a gay man, but he's not trans. He's basically like he would be considered like a drag queen. So it's very unique to see Ving Rhames in that type of role. And when I tell you, it is so unintentionally funny. Oh my gosh. It would I highly recommend everyone see Holiday Heart because oh man, you've never seen Ving Rhames acting like this. And when you get to the funeral scene, you'll never forget the funeral scene. That's all I'll say about that. Speaking of Scarefest, does anyone here go? I go nearly every year. I went last year for the first time, Lost Legends, and I'm planning on going again this year. Last year was my first ever time going. I really, really enjoyed it. That's another reason to subscribe. If you enjoy horror conventions, I go to horror conventions all over. This weekend I will be at Mad Monster Party in Phoenix, Arizona. I was going to be going to Mad Monster and Days of the Dead, Phoenix, but we're only doing one because Days of the Dead postponed. Hey, I appreciate the sub, Lost Legends. Welcome to the GVG. or the Green Book Gang. So we're a great mix of people. Oh, speaking of which, Lost Legends, and to anyone here that may be new, feel free to subscribe to our Discord. Let me actually pull the link up. All right, and here's the link to the Discord for anyone that may want to join. It's a great way to stay in touch with everyone that's here. We share our experiences at conventions, our collections, anything cool going on around our neck of the woods, random horror news. Just a cool way to just catch up and talk with other horror fans. I completely agree, Papa Goss. We do have a great group of people. So, and you guys contribute to that. It's because of you guys. You guys' enthusiasm and just sheer being awesome in regards to being horror fans and so helpful with each other is a huge thing. Like I said, we try to help each other out. If someone's at a convention and one of us needs an autograph, we'll reach out to each other. Like, hey man, can you get this ticket? Can you get this autograph for me? I'll send you a ticket to the convention, or vice versa. We do some pretty awesome things for each other. So. Of course, there's Triple T. Triple T, he's in the category all by himself. That's for sure. But that's a good thing. He's in his own quarantine. Another thing I love about this movie is like the action really ramps up. Like once they go into that apartment, it's just like, all right, there we go. Exactly. Cheers, Tony. Yeah, man. Days of the Dead really threw a wrench in the plans for this weekend. So Bumper's not coming to Arizona. So far I think it's gonna be me, AB, um, my buddy Dave. I think he's gonna show up, and I think a couple of other people that are in Arizona. We may try to get together, depending on schedules, to maybe get together, have a drink or two. Yeah, I know, man. And it's crazy because Days of the Dead basically did the same thing they did to the Houston um, community with that convention that they were supposed to have last year. They postponed it. They're like, all right, we're going to come back with another date. And it's almost a year. In 2 months, it'll be basically a year since that date that was postponed, and there has been no new news for the people in Houston. But Days of the Dead's just like, well, those tickets are good for a future con, but they're just like, well, hey, if I'm not planning on going to Atlanta or Vegas or Phoenix, what is this going to do me? So I hate it for them because no matter whose fault it is, whether it's the hotel's fault, whether it's the convention's fault, or whoever, that's going to hurt the convention because, for one, that hurts the vendors that we're kind of forced to choose whether or not they're going to vend Mad Monster or Days of the Dead. So they're, up the creek with that, and they have to take the loss for that. And, man, I mean, not only that, but, canceling 2 conventions within a week of said convention, actually, supposed to, happen. Some major, negative. So we'll see how see how it is. You feel like you finally breathe? Yeah, I know, right? Does the hardcon market seem oversaturated, you think? No, I don't think so. because a lot of the newer cons that are popping up are in cities that they don't really have them. So I think it's more so adequate growth. I don't think there are too many cons that are popping up in cities that already have cons. Now, what you do have a lot of, you have a lot of cons trying to muscle in on other conventions, and there's a lot of jockeying and positioning for being the king of the hill when it comes to certain things. Like for instance, like with in Florida with the drama between Spooky Empire and Spookala, you know, they're super close to each other. Orlando and Tampa. Well, Orlando and Ocala are pretty short drives from each other. So the more established con is trying to push out the newer cons, and we live in a capitalist society, so I don't mind free enterprise, and may the best man win. But the thing that sucks about that is it forces people to kind of choose sides, because there's a lot of infighting between, like, whether you're team Spooky Empire or you're team Spookala, or in Arizona for this particular weekend, you had a lot of whether or not you're team Days of the Dead or team Mad Monster Party. I personally could care less. I'm going to support all the horror cons, and you get a lot of people that get their feelings really, really, put into this because, I didn't like my experience at one convention because I had to stay in line super long, or they didn't have their process together for photo ops this one time. They could have improved on it in the years since I went that one time, but I didn't like it that one time, so I'm F them forever. It's just one of those things where I'm just like, look, man, I don't get into all of that. I don't even live in those cities with those cons, so I'm really detached. I just want to shine a light on, hey, this is how this con is. This is how this con is. Make your decision there. So, I mean, and the cool thing is with Texas, we don't even really have much of that in Texas, which is surprising. We have two major cons with Texas Frightmare. We have Houston Horror Film Festival. People go to both. Now, we have people that are like, well, I prefer this con over this con because this one's a little bit more dialed in and more homey and more comfy, and this one's a little bit more larger scale and more chaotic, and that's I can see people choosing one or the other for one reason or the other with that, but I'm going to continue to go to both. So I'm geeked for Houston Horror Film Fest this year. Your favorite subgenre is zombies, which is why you like the rec quarantine vibes. Hey Soul, what's going on, Soul? How's it going? Welcome in. Now I totally feel you on that with the horror books, for real, Steven. Definitely with the horror books. But it's one of those things. I'm not going to fault people for giving it a try. Like Macho Man said, man, the cream's going to always rise to the top. So, my buddy Stephen W. Scott has great ideas. So the good thing about him is he doesn't have to worry about that. Hey, glad to have you in, Soul. He said, "Nada." Also, YouTube recommended the live. Hey, well, I'm glad that YouTube recommended Rec. I mean, it's a Spanish language film, so I'm glad to have all of the viewers coming in, no matter where they may be and what language they may speak. So, glad to have you in, Soul. Yeah, this is I just love how they shot this. Like, and also with this one, it kind of gives you a whole like haunted house feel. Like, this gives you like the feel of walking through a hunt. And I think that's another reason why I like Hell House LLC, because it's about a hunt. So it's found footage and it has that hunt aspect. But it could be also the phones. I know autocorrect would definitely do the same in Spanish. Hey Vero, what's going on, Vero? Hope you're having a great night. It's hard to stand out with all the horror writers on Amazon. My books are The Devil Inside Me and Do You Hear What I Hear? I'm starting to see more online sales. Yeah. I'm glad that you're starting to see more online sales, man. I'm always wishing you much success, much added success. Yeah, I love when it gets to the night vision. Very the Silence of the Lambs here. Those are definitely the coolest parts of this film. It also reminds me of Cloverfield when they did that as well. Yeah, man, keep pumping out that horror lit, Vero. I am so excited about that Joe Bob news. Best believe, come noon on Wednesday, I will be there to get my ticket for sure. I've already been checking out Joe Bob Facebook, and there are already a few people that are planning on trying to come in to Dallas for that event. So us DFW mutants are gonna try to like elbow everyone else out the way. Like, oh no, this is ours. You're working on a sequel to The Demon Inside. Oh, nice. Hey, man, you out there, man, doing your thing, brother. Hey, I'm very happy for you, man. So due out by November. So are you expecting on having that out by Tulsa HorrorCon by any chance? Cause I should be seeing you then. I have to double check those dates. I know it's such a creepy look. Ah, such a creepy look. I love this look. Wish you could fly out. I wish you could too, man. Seriously. I'm definitely going to be. I'm going to try to definitely do some live streaming and stuff like that from the event. It's definitely going to be a fun occasion. I mean, 5.5 movies, if I'm quoting Joe Bob exactly. I'm like, all right, I wonder what that half of a movie's going to be. That reminds me of like the Monster Vision days where they're just like, all right, depending on the commercials, we may be able to squeeze an extra flick in here. In that case, I have to page open. Yeah, exactly. For real, Vero. Like for real. I am definitely. We should be okay though. I think we should be able to get the tickets because even with like Joe Bob's Jamboree, even VIP tickets took a while for it to sell out and stuff like that. And I think that us Texas or around this area of the country, us fans should be able to have a decent shot at getting them. Okay, I'm hoping so, Steven. I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for it. Hey, no rush at all, Tony, man. We got you, man. It's so chaotic at this part. And what I like about it is like they took all the best parts of like found footage horror up to this point, and because you see nods to all of those great films. There's a little bit of Blair Witch in this, There's a little bit of like Cannibal Holocaust. I have a short story collection out in September or so. It'll include a section of the new book. Nice. It's going to be called Wonderful and Terrible Nightmares. All right. Dope, Steven. And there you go, guys. That was Wreck. I love how I just get straight to it with this movie. And one of these days, I actually need to get around to watching Wreck 2. I never saw Wreck 2. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, from what I hear, it just continues on the story. So, we may continue with some more Wreck in the future. You see, because if I'm not mistaken, there's like 4 Wreck movies. No faded television, followed by television. Okay. Yeah, there's like 4 Wreck movies, so we may have to indulge in some more reckless behavior. I know that was bad. Oh man, I love this, guys. I love hanging out with you guys and watching these amazing horror flicks together. It really makes for great start to the week, guys. Yeah, no, 4. Like, and I've only seen the first one, so we'll probably have to continue on at least with the second one. I think the second one is, the one that is an immediate continuation. So they go into like Descent 2 mode with that. So I think we could possibly do that. Better than Monday Night Raw. Hey, I'll take that. I heard that Goldberg showed up to stare off against Gunther. So it's just like, oh. And I heard the fans actually popped for Goldberg. And I'm just like, guys, do you not remember how this went the last time? Like, do you not realize that Father Time is defeated? We're not getting Goldberg from 98. So, let's go ahead and check the nostalgia. You've only seen the first one? Yeah, you didn't expect that? Yeah, exactly. I was like, I remember 2, but I didn't know they had a 3 and 4. So we could definitely do 2, and we'll look and see what the ratings are with 3 and 4, because after the second movie, it gets kind of like let's see. Yeah, Goldberg sucks. Yeah, exactly, man. He injured Brett, man. Like, he retired Brett, basically, man. So, that's how it is, man. We're rocking mañana. You know what? I was looking over things. I think we may be able to do films tomorrow. I'm going to look over what possibly looks good. And I think we may be able to get a disgraceful double features in tomorrow. So, guys, stay tuned to the news for that. I'm going to make sure to definitely do a little bit of research to see what may be a good flick to watch. Well, a good couple of flicks to watch. Yeah, I actually still have Milo listed up in my one of my tabs here. So I'm keeping an eye on some future ones. I got a list going. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight here, watching Wreck. It's been a while since I've seen that, so I'm definitely looking forward to maybe seeing another Wreck movie. Let's see. Jeez, I get in pretty late tomorrow, but I may actually get home in time from Arizona to do a live watch party. But if not, we'll switch it to Tuesday and just adjust, guys. So, of course, guys, make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, well, if you are subscribed, make sure that notification bell is on so that you guys can be notified whenever, new content is dropping. So, guys, again, I am your travel guide, Brendan, with the Horror Greenbook. Letting you guys know, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I think we'll get together tomorrow for some fun stuff for Tuesday. So stay tuned. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already to push the channel out into the algorithm. And guys, I will catch you very shortly. Remember, travelers, it is extremely, extremely scary in those streets. So let me know that you made it home safely, guys. Catch you next time. Good night, guys.